So yeah, I think Michael Rivera, Alien is not a horror movie. You guys are driving me crazy with this comparison. Nobody makes or shouldn't make an $80 million horror movie. Alien is a franchise movie. That is a different space. It might have horror elements. It might be a horror franchise, but it does not have the same situation as horror movies. Horror movies are popular in Hollywood because they cost normally $40 million or less to make. We're not going to make a poll, Vachuli, because I'm not going to poll you to see if you have an incorrect answer. How many of you are wrong? It's not a horror movie. Again, it might have horror elements, and I think Maisie might be on the right path with it being sci-fi horror, but The Conjuring, Nathan, that's different. The Conjuring is a horror movie because those are less expensive, and also because, they're specifically in the horror space. Again, a horror movie is a low-budget film that is, you guys are so freaking annoying sometimes. It's not a horror film. You can type it in the comments as much as you want, but it's not a horror film. It's a franchise film. It costs more money, and therefore it needs to perform at that level. That's just the way it is, okay? I think that a lot of, it's like you're giving the fan perspective of it. And so you're going to be like, oh man, why is the thing not performing the way that I want it to? It just doesn't make any sense. The fact that you would put the Alien movies in the same category as The Omen and The Exorcist and The Conjuring and Scream is like ridiculous. All those other movies fit together. Alien does not fit there. It just doesn't fit. Again, it has gore, it has horror elements to it, but it is a franchise. And, if you continue to miscategorize it, you're not doing the franchise any favors. Don't move. Everybody always says, don't move the goalposts. And then you move the goalposts yourself. Okay. So it's really, I'm really sick and tired of this conversation. Okay. All right, but, it's getting a sequel, so it's fine. But it's not. Nobody makes a $80 million horror movie unless they're an absolute moron. Okay. Look at these budgets. It just is ridiculous. All right, so let's see here. Let's go back to positive interaction. All right, so they're making the sequel. Now let's talk about what we want. They're making it. It no longer matters what the box office is, and they're bringing back Fede Alvarez. So that's great. Seattle Law Nerd says Alien 1 was a horror movie. That's an interesting question. I would argue, I think the sci-fi element dramatically changes it and puts it into the franchise category even then, to be honest with you. It would be like saying the Jurassic Park movies are horror movies. That's what I would say it's similar to. And I think Aliens should be operating in the similar space. What are the xenomorphs but space dinosaurs to a degree? So I think you would have to then argue that Jurassic Park was a horror franchise, because it also has murders and gore and stuff like that. And that's not a horror franchise. Okay, so I tweeted